Hey, I'm Craig Christoffersen. Welcome to Let the Light in TV. Today we have the Viltrox 13mm f1.4. This is an autofocus lens. Now it does retail for 430 American dollars, and it's what we are using to film this review right now. So $430 is our price point in American dollars, so let's keep that in mind as we go through, first of all, the build details of this lens. First of all, build details are excellent, all right? It's all metal and glass construction, and so it feels very nice. The rotations on the focus ring and on the aperture ring are both very smooth. The focus ring's got some very nice damping on it, and the aperture ring, I will let you know, is a declicked aperture ring, which means if you want to do aperture racking, then you do have that nice and smooth rotation in order to complete it. It does not come with any weather sealing on the back, neither does it come with an autofocus manual focus switch on the body of the lens. But those, living without that switch is not ultimately that big of a deal. In my opinion, you just switch it on the body itself. It does come with a USB-C port, and this is for future firmware updates. Now, compared to other lenses that are 13, 15, 10 millimeters, this is a heavier lens, and it is larger. It's less compact than, for example, the three Sony lenses that we just reviewed on the channel, the 15, the 10, and I forget the other one. But anyways, it is larger and heavier than all three of those. This lens does have 9 aperture blades, and the iris goes from f1.4 to f16. It's autofocus. It has a STM stepping motor, and I did notice when doing some focus pulls that you could kind of hear and feel a little bit the vibration of that motor moving. Although I will report it did not have any effect on the footage as a result. Now, overall, let me say this. Overall, I have not had any issue with the autofocus. I mean, I can see looking at my face in the viewfinder right now, it's got eye tracking on the very small box on the eye, and through the results that I've already looked over in post, everything's in focus that I want to be in focus. Now, just a little interesting kind of throw a wrench into that. I have had a little bit of trouble today with the autofocus stain on my face. There was a little bit of hunting going on earlier. I don't know whether that is lighting conditions going on. It is, a tougher day to light it. I don't have the sun shining in to this space anymore, so I've got a little light here in front of me. So I'm not exactly sure why the reason that is happening, nor have I experienced any problems with it before. Autofocus has been trustworthy for me. That's something that I'm kind of really thinking about in my lens reviews lately is this lens trustworthy? And this lens has been trustworthy in my entire experience with it. It's just kind of acting up today. So I don't know, take that for whatever that is. The minimum focus distance is 22 centimeters. That is 0.73 feet. And that wraps up our build details section. Let's take a look at the footage. Here it is.
Here we are taking a look at the results of the Viltrox 13mm f1.4. We're getting a little bit close up here. Here is sun rays at f16, and then here they are at f1.4. There's a little bit of flare going on in the bottom left of the screen there, but overall it is really quite clean. Picking up animals, it had no problem. As the geese take the swim in the water there. Looking around at the branches on the edge of the screen, you'll notice just a thin line of magenta coming through on those aberrations there. but overall much cleaner than every other Viltrox lens that I've dealt with. The greenery and the colors that are coming through here are nice, not necessarily as nice as some of the Sony lenses that we just dealt with. I love this little shot here though that we are looking at, but overall it's dealing with contrast well. The image is clean. You can look at all those little tiny flies it's picking up. The image looks good. It also does well in action, in tracking action. Here we have Dustin hitting some tennis balls, and it's tracking him no problem. Everything is looking good here.
Okay, let's wrap everything up. Let's put a conclusion on this lens. So the Viltrox 13mm f1.4 is sold for $430 American dollars. Let's compare this to some of the lenses that we just reviewed, which are really in a similar category. Let's talk about, for example, a lens, the best lens of the three that I enjoyed the most, the Sony 15mm G series lens. I believe it's a 1.4 or 1.6 around there. I can't remember off the top of my head. So that one sells for $750 American. This is for $430. That's a decent enough price range, considering that the Sony G series does not have optical steady shot built into it. Neither does this one. You do have to rely on your camera body to have that function for you. If you do not have that function in your camera body, then you will have no stabilization, which for video kind of sucks. But anyways, moving on. Neither of them have optical steady shot built into them or vibration reduction of any kind. The Sony 15mm G series does come with some of the bonuses. For example, having a clickable/declickable aperture ring. It does have a function on there to choose however you would want that to operate. It also has a autofocus manual focus switch, and it does have a focus hold button. So the question that I want to put to you, to have you thinking about here, is this. For that $300 that you could save and keep in your pocket, are those features on the camera lens, on the body of the lens, are missing out on those features worth it? Do you need those features or do you not? Because optically, this lens performs very well. This is, I will note, the cleanest Viltrox lens that I have reviewed so far. Other Viltrox lenses did kind of suffer from chromatic aberrations, and this one did not. It did not suffer from focus breathing either. So good reports all around, very clean image, very nice build quality. Can you live without those small functions for $300? That's a decision only you can make because it's your money at the end of the day. Other than that, I do encourage you to go check out Dustin Abbott's review. He will tell you how this operates in regards to taking photos. There's also going to be a little bit of low light footage and some nice details in there for you to find out before you purchase the lens. So I suggest going over and checking out his review as well. Links are down in the description to purchase the lens, to follow me or Dustin on social media. Do whatever you want to do. I hope you have a wonderful day, and remember to let the light in.